Hendler Family Brewing Company is a craft brewery based in Framingham, Massachusetts, founded by myself and my brothers Jack and Eric back in 2011 under the Jack's Abbey Brewing name. Small family business, just the three of us, no employees, small warehouse here in Framingham. And we grew really fast. It's been a really fun ride. Over the last few years, we've had a lot of changes to our business, including purchasing some other breweries, including Wormtown and Night Shift. And with that, the brewery's gotten a lot more complex. Our business has gotten a lot more complex over the last few years. We've acquired some other breweries. We've also gotten pretty heavily into the contract brewing space. So we need to be able to manage inventory for each of these different business units, report on each of these different business units, allocate overhead in different ways across the different units and bills of materials within them. There's a lot more complexity in the accounting going on behind all of that. That is what led to our search for a new production management software solution to handle. We needed a software solution that could handle this complexity, could automate significant portions of this. We also needed a provider that could actually provide the service. We need to A, suggest best practices and help us along the path, but B, just be a reliable service provider. So there's complexity to integrations with other platforms that Vision33 was able to deliver on. There's the complexity in the setup of all of these different things, recommendations on best practices, some of the workflows we're using right now for contract brewing and the way we're tracking that, for example, or recommendations from the Vision33 team as a strong approach to handling the somewhat unique challenges we have in the way we build for our contract brewing. Finding a partner who is able to be reliable, also be able to come to the table with best practices, recommendations for how to tackle the issues we were handling, Vision33 was able to deliver on. Implementation was very, very fast. We had requirements for an extremely expedited implementation. Vision33 was able to convert our database from a previous ERP, which really expedited things. The team did what they said they were going to do, and they did it when they said they were going to do it. The best I can say from a service provider, at the end of the day, that's what you need. You need them to do the things they say they're going to do on time, and that's the experience we had. Issues came up, they were dealt with in a professional manner and in a timely manner. We also learned a lot in implementation. Not everything ended up exactly the way we thought. Recommendations of best practices that we're much happier with the way it ended up than the way we thought. Overall, it was a positive experience. Implementation's not like a fun thing, but it was handled very well, professionally, and on time. The biggest push forward has been on really clear segmentation of inventory, production, and the costs related to it. So we have very clear reporting on contract brewing versus Jack's Abbey versus Night Shift versus Wormtown and so on and so forth. It's been really impactful. It's been challenging to work through. This solution got us across the finish line. We're excited about the reporting available to us online. We've moved the pile and getting different stakeholders around the brewery up and running with custom reports that are available to them online. Being able to get access to some of the information that people around the brewery need in a less intimidating environment. There's definitely some trepidation getting into a system like SAP Business One. Being able to get a lot of that reporting to happen in the online interface, which is much more comfortable for most people, has allowed us to really make it easier for people to engage. We're hoping to be able to actually automate some of the processes. We've laid a lot of great foundation. I think the next step, automation of some of these processes. We have some exciting hopes for being able to get third parties access to our data through the online system. For example, giving contract brewing partners the ability to look at their inventory, their production orders. There's a lot of stuff we're working on. We're trying not to bite off too much. We're definitely excited about what this will look like in 6 months, a year down the road. looking to launch hopefully by summer is OSP, or order stream portal orders straight into our instance of SAP. That will save a ton of data entry and not just time, but also error, and really clean up our order process, fully automate the invoicing to our contract partners. As we have gotten that data much more structured in SAP, we're customizing an automation workflow. We should be able to really get it to the point where when we're closing out a contract batch, that it is automatically generating an invoice to the appropriate contract brewing partner, which would cut out a ton of processing time on our team and increase accuracy of billing as well.